All right, Kraig, you should be there, buddy.
I'm here.
All right, excellent. So we're going to get things kicked off here. Adam Arnold from Reeds, along with Tom Mackey from Reeds, Kraig Kolka on behalf of Ruger. And in today's world of COVID-19, this is as close we can get to the Reeds Gun Fair. We're going to have some fun today. This is going to be casual, informal, but we know that if we want to have some fun and talk Ruger guns, Kraig is the guy on your screen that you would have seen in the Ruger booth at the gun fair. And so adapting and kind of abusing and using technology is the best way we can. We're gonna have a little fun with the Zoom session tonight. We're gonna talk gun fair deals. We're gonna learn about what was new, and half the fun of coming to the gun fair and coming to Reeds is seeing what's new, seeing what's out there, seeing what's hot, and of course getting hot deals at the same time. One of the things that we'll always run into when we go in is get ready. Ruger always has the most beautiful booth at the gun fair. In fact, last year they got the award for best booth across the entire span of the whole gun showroom. And I know, Kraig, the Zoom channel is not exactly what we had in mind. We were laying out the booth, the promotion for this year, was it?
No, not quite, but it'll work.
Exactly. So just a couple of things for those of you who haven't participated in one of our gun Zoom sessions before. Housekeeping matters real quick. We're going to run the session for about 30 minutes or so. If it runs over, no big deal, but we will do a Q&A session at the end. And so during the session here, you're going to find yourself on mute because that way Kraig and Tom and everybody can kind of have a dialogue back and forth, talk guns, but do use your chat function. In fact, we'll kick it off here in a little bit with a welcome chat. And what we'll do is we'll welcome anybody, send chats across. There was some people already started asking questions and we'll address those. But it's something, if you have a question you're going along, we'll try and jump back to them or we'll insert the right spot, but don't hesitate to send us a chat throughout the Zoom session here as well. Looking forward to going through a bunch of things. And, you know, Kraig, you guys always have like stacks of guns everywhere. And when you walk in and figure out the deals, and we've got a bunch of them to go through. And, you know, as fate would have it, we sent out this big, beautiful flyer with this beautiful Ruger page on it. And what happened is the flyer went out and things kicked off just as all the executive orders started coming out. And one of the things everybody's asking about, we get phone calls all the time, is how do we handle these deals? And so how we're going to handle the deals is just as if we're at the gun fair, we're going to call and do them over the phone. There won't be anything you see on a website, any place, or have anything special that would be actually advertised besides this mailer. But one of the big things that we keep getting asked about, Kraig, is the deal on the $99 1022. And it was something that, thanks to our partnership and support for each other, we were going to really make Ruger exciting this year. And we'll do this for the Zoom call. So as we're talking through things, keep in the back of your mind, we'll get you gun fair pricing when you call in. We also will have, and I don't know if you can see it there, anytime you spend over $400 from the Zoom call on any of the gun fair deals, you're also going to have the ability to buy a Ruger 1022. And Mac, if you want to grab that, oh, there you go. He's got it right behind me, ready to roll for 99 bucks. It just is a thank you for participating in the Zoom call. It's our sorry for missing the gun fair. And everything else that goes along with it. There's some other deals we'll talk about later too. But without further ado, Kraig, I know, you know, give us a little background on what's going on in the industry. Your team is the best in the business. You got tons of experience. And as far as supply chain and what's going on, give us a little background before we jump into guns. I know we're going to talk ARs first real quick, and that might be a kind of a tee up for where things are and get into pistols after that. But give us a little background on how things are going at Ruger and working through the situation we're all in right now.
Sure. We have 3 factories that are all still fully functioning. The states that they're located in, the governors have all deemed them necessary and essential. So we're building guns every day, shipping guns every day. We're doing our best to do social distancing at the factories, keep everybody safe as we can. And for us, the model that we use is probably better for us because we ship guns by the truckful, not through UPS or FedEx. So we can get product to our distributors.
Great. So as far as flow still going, that's great to hear. And one of the guns, you know, I'm sure you make as many as you can right now, but one of the guns that are important, obviously, to demand and how things are floating out there. Start with some of the specialty guns. You started with the PC carbine and now with the Charger. You guys want to kind of kick off with that, or maybe even the AR? So Mac, jump on in.
Sure. Yeah, let's get to the hot guns. Obviously, what we're seeing out there is ARs and home defense handguns are the big kickers. But Kraig, if you could go off a little bit on ARs, then we'll talk about this new little PC Charger carbine here.
Sure. ARs, you know, it's sort of a feast or famine with that, depending on what the market's doing. We continue to build those daily. Our mil-spec AR up to our higher end guns are all selling very well at the moment. The particular gun you have there is our base model. It's all mil spec. It's our AR-556. It's a great value for an entry level beginner. And one of our better sellers is our model 8514, which we call the MPR. That basically it's a step up from the gun you're holding. For a couple $100 extra, a person's getting close to $400 worth of added value, 2-stage trigger, M-lock rail, upgrade in the furniture. So we make a pretty good selection of ARs, and they're all selling very well at the moment.
Nice. Now I want to get into the exciting one, is PC Carbine. Now we know that's been out a couple years. We got the PC Carbine here in 9, as you see here. And what we've seen a rage on, excitement on, is the new little charger on that, the PC 9 Carbine charger. You want to talk about this little guy?
Yeah, the PC charger itself is gaining in popularity. It's a nice little carbine model gun. Different flavors of that. We've got different calibers and different variations. So knowing that, we came out with I happen to have one right here myself.
Aha, look at that, even better.
So it has a lot of similar things as the PC Carbine. The charging handle itself, the charging handle and the magazine release are ambidextrous. So you could switch those over if you wanted to. If you're a left-handed shooter like myself, I would want to swap sides so I could just charge it on the left hand and you have the magazine release on the other side. Like the carbine, it is also a takedown. So it comes apart in 2 pieces. Real simple. The main thing is make sure you have the bolt open when you want to disassemble it. They have a threaded barrel, Picatinny rail machined right into the receiver. It comes with a rail on the back if you want to put an aftermarket brace onto the gun. It actually comes with a factory installed foregrip. Keep your hand in a safe position. The cool thing that people like is the magazine. So we'll accept the Ruger SR9 or Security 9 magazine, but the gun also comes with a different mag well in the box. So if you exchange this mag well, it will accept standard Glock 9mm magazines. So it's very functional. It's if a person, we love it. We love, if you have a Glock, that's great. Use your Glock magazines in our gun. If you got a Ruger, use the Ruger magazines. It's real diverse. So people are tending to like the little shorter barrel. They can add a lot of different accessories, and you can add a red dot laser, add a brace to it. Just a fun little gun. And 9mm ammo now is hard to get, but it had come back down in price, so it's a affordable gun to shoot, and it's same ammunition as your handgun, so it's just very versatile.
Kraig, that was one gun, and we were pretty excited to see a batch from show up. I think more of the guys in the shop were drooling on that than any gun that's come in the house recently. And being you mentioned 9mm, we are doing a package deal with 9mm ammo with that gun as well, because I think we have some in stock as well. So thanks for running through that. You want to run through anything else, Mac?
Not on the PC side of it. I think now we can sway into the handgun side of it, where we see just as much excitement as the PC9s and the AR side of it. So what we want to do, Kraig, is go into, we'll start with the small guns. We'll start with the LCPs and your new little LCP 22.
Sure. You've got an LCP2. The particular gun you have, the model 3787, which you have in stock, that gun for the same price of the standard LCP2, you get a 7-round magazine instead of a 6-round magazine. So that's a good deal through reads. You get an extra capacity in your magazine well. The LCP is just is a standard little 380 auto. We redesigned the grips, got a little bit more texture. It helps reduce the recoil. It's got machine sights, and what everybody likes, it does lock back on the last round. It's a double action trigger, but it's a nice short trigger pull. And being as popular as the LCP2s were, we just came out with the LCP2 and 22 long rifle. So same size, uses the same accessories except for the magazine. This will hold 10 rounds, 10 plus 1. We have a new light rack system. So there's extended ears on the back of the slide. And there's also a lighter spring, recoil spring. So it's very easy to manipulate the slide. It holds 10 rounds. And what better thing if you've got own a LCP2 and 380, what better gun to train with? A lot less expensive ammo, a lot less recoil. It's been very popular for us. The LCP2.
Kraig, have you seen as strong as a response to that as you guys expected?
It was really good right out of the gate, and we didn't. If dealers have them in stock, they sell them. People come in and say, "Oh, what's this?" It's a 22. They buy it. So yeah, they are going off the shelves pretty quick.
Excellent. We're just seeing a really strong response to it here at the store level, and we knew, you know, at the range itself at the gun fair, we had kind of set up its own special lane just for that 22, kind of the, I'll say it, the more modest shooting, where we're not blowing everybody's ears off and be able to get your hands on these guns. And that LCP 22 has been an excellent placement for us as well.
Yeah, it's great for that.
Yeah, it's been a hot little gun. So with that, we'll stick with the small guns, and we can go let's stick with the 22 series and talk about the SR22.
Sure.
You got one of those?
I do. Very popular model for us. We've had a lot of different variations. There's the standard model. You can get a threaded barrel model. A lot of different colors are out there. A lot of different distributor special makeups. So if there's something you can imagine, some configuration, we've probably made it. Great gun. It comes with 2 rubber grip sleeves, so you can adjust it to the size of your hand. So it's nice if it's a good starter gun or a family gun. Someone has larger hands or smaller hands in the family, you can adjust it to fit your hand. Adjustable rear sight, stainless steel fixed barrel. Nice thing about it is we made it, it's 10 round magazine. We made this gun to function with just about any standard velocity or high velocity 22 ammunition. So there are guns out there that can get finicky, or in the owner's manual it suggests only shoot with X brand ammo. Our gun is very versatile. You can use a lot of different manufacturers' ammunition with it, and it'll still function.
Thanks.
Hey, Brian, you had chatted a question on that, and if that doesn't address what you're looking for on that 22, just let us know. But thanks for sending that chat on that and just going through the features and benefits there.
We'll stick, Kraig, with, we'll go up on a series. This has been a very, very popular gun for us. This is, you kind of want to tell everyone what happened with the LC9s going to the EC9S?
Sure. So the EC9S, it's our single stack or slim single stack, 9mm, small compact frame. It's a striker fire, so it's a light, short trigger pull. The difference between an LC9S and the EC9S, other than about $200 in cost, with the EC9S being less, is that the sights itself are machined or are part of the slide. So that saved us dovetailing the slide. That saved us about 7 or 8 turns on the CNC machine. So basically you're cutting off labor costs and time building it.
I think you might have locked up there for a second, Kraig. One of the things that is coming across, we've got several people still following up on the 22s. You back there, Kraig?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll finish this because there's a bunch of people asking about some of the 22s on the SR 22, and then also there's a question that followed up, and this is a particular ammo brand that you suggest to use with LCP 22s, or will it be, or the SR 22s? Is there any recipe to that ammo, sort of the lighter 22 action cycling well?
LCP 22, I would stick with standard to high velocity. The SR 22, same thing, standard high velocity. I'm partial to CCI Mini Mag. That's a jacketed copper bullet. I use that in all my guns for range shooting and stuff, and I never have any issues.
Yeah, and I think our team would resonate that too. The CCI mini mags are probably the best for any of those actions running through there. So Dustin, Brian, that kind of hits on those two. And Brian, you're also looking for a price on that SR22. We'll just give you a call right after this so that we can get you the gun fair deal on that too.
Nice deal on that. One other thing on that EC9S that's been popular is this little holster that you guys included.
Yep. So you can buy the gun without. You have the gun with the holster. So it's an added value. If you buy that EC9S from Reed's, you're going to get a free in the waistband polymer fit holster that fits that gun perfect.
Yep. Very smooth holster, very nice conceal holster there. So with that, we're gonna stick with, we'll finish out with the striker fire. We're gonna move on up to double stack here. I got the American here. You want to go over what some of the benefits of the American gives to us?
The American, which I don't have a sample with, but that's been a great gun, very durable, probably our most well-built gun. We built that to meet or exceed any military law enforcement specifications. Although we never did offer it up for a bid, we wanted to build it so it would be applicable if we wanted to. Very reliable. We put it through the test, drive over with the truck, freeze in a bucket of ice, shoot it underwater. It does all that stuff. So it's very durable, very tough gun. There's several different versions. The Pro Series would be one without the manual safety. The standard one would have the safety. Very easy takedown. Like I said, I don't have one here, but there's no tools required. It's mainly lock the slide, flip over the takedown lever, and the slide comes right off. It has a cam on the barrel that reduces the recoil, so the recoil goes lower into your hand, so you can shoot a lot of rounds and not get beat up as much. So it's made to shoot a lot. We just came out with a brand new version, which I don't even know if you guys have gotten yet, but it's the competition, the American competition in 9mm, which has upgraded sights. It's got flutes on the barrel or slots on the barrel similar to our Ruger 5.7. That's a pretty neat looking gun too. That's a 5-inch barrel. It's a competition barrel for not much more than a standard American pistol. But that would have been a great one to have out on the range for the Rice Creek event.
Kraig, you brought up a good thing with mentioning that competition gun. Some of these guns, we're getting it all that we can get as they're coming in. If anybody does want to make sure you get your gun fair price on them, like the American competition version, just give us a call and we'll lock it up, or we'll get you, make sure you're first on the list when they do start to come in, so we can still get you the savings at the same time. We had a chat come across where we're talking about this American 9. Jeff was asking about how does that compare to the Security 9? And so if that any updates to Security 9S that would be good to compare to this gun, Kraig?
The American is more of a true full size, whereas the Security 9 has the same trigger mechanism as the LCP2. It's a double action pistol, although it feels like a single action because it is a very light trigger pull. Whereas the American pistol striker fire, the American pistol itself physically is bigger. It's a little bit wider on top. It weighs a little bit more. That Security 9, which you guys have some Security 9 compacts in stock, I believe, at a great price. Mm-hmm. They're very popular because it's a good price point. 9mm. The standard model fits the generic Glock holsters, so you don't have to go shop around to find a particular holster. I've got a Security 9 compact in front of me here, but so the difference is basically the American pistol is a little bit heavier and more of a full-size gun. The American pistol holds 17 rounds in the full size versus 15 in the Security 9. Both great guns. Sort of like what you're looking for. The Security 9 is a gun you can take to the range, or you could carry, or use for home defense. A full-size American, you're probably going to be your range gun and your home defense gun, but it's not a gun you're going to carry. It's a little bit longer, a little bit bigger and heavier, in my opinion.
Okay, that's a good wrap up there. Okay, let's move over. I think we can transition now into wheel guns. So we got the what we have here. We'll talk to on the LCR, LCRX. If you could give us a little rundown between the two, advantages and disadvantages of either one.
Well, I happen to have my own. I didn't have a sample, so I took my own. This is my LCRX 357 3-inch, which is my go-to carry gun when I go bow hunting. So the reason I like this gun is because of the weight. It's very light, very comfortable grip. So the basics between the standard LCR and the LCRX, the X would have the hammer. Standard LCR would be a internal hammer. The X would have the hammer. We make two different barrel lengths. We do a 1 7/8 inch, and we do a 3-inch. The 3-inch will have adjustable rear sights. The 1 7/8, which Tom has in his left hand, is a standard. Your rear sight's basically part of your frame. On all the guns, they have a polymer frame. So this lower part here is polymer, which helps reduce cost building it, and it helps reduce the weight. On the smaller calibers, everything other than the 357, the 327 Federal, and the 9, the actual frame itself on the larger calibers is a steel alloy. The smaller calibers is an aluminum alloy. So in general, on the smaller like barrel guns, the aluminum alloy guns weigh 4 ounces less. That's just the materials. An aluminum alloy frame will not hold up to the pressures of the 357, the 9mm, or the 327. The cool thing is, other than being light and relatively inexpensive, is there are no springs involved in the hammer system. It's a sort of a cam system where as you pull on the hammer, you have the same pressure on as you pull on the trigger, you have the same pressure all the way through. You don't get that heavy spike where when you have a standard double action with springs, as you pull the trigger, it gets really heavy and then it breaks off fast. Ours is a lot lighter pull and it's smooth all the way through. They all do have a steel barrel, a steel hammer, steel trigger, and a steel cylinder. But the actual lower frame's polymer, and then the upper frame is either an aluminum alloy or a metal alloy. But great guns to carry.
Hey, Kraig, at the gun fair, I think you were going to run those at what, $489 or something like that, I believe, and then it was eligible.
Sounds right, yeah. There is a little bit different price. There's a little bit difference in price between a steel alloy and aluminum alloy, just because cost of materials costs us more. So there's about a $40 difference between the two.
Yep, and so I know like the 38 was going to come in at the 489, and then that was going to make it eligible for the $99 1022 as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well played.
Yeah, right.
And again, what calibers can we see these in?
They start with 22 long rifle, and they go up to 357 Magnum. So 22 long, 22 Magnum, 38 special, 9mm, 327 Federal, 357 Magnum. And I believe in the 3-inch version, there's the 22 long, 22 Magnum, 38 special, and 357. So there's 4 calibers involved in the 3. And there's some additional calibers involved in the 1 7/8 inch. But if you're a hiker, backpacker, that 3-inch LCR or the 1 7/8 inch is a great gun to carry because it's reliable, like all revolvers are, right? And very light to carry and just very durable.
Kraig, I can't tell. Maybe this is why there's always so many people in the Ruger booth, is because you have so much knowledge that you just keep everybody there for so long. This is awesome. Thank you. We go to the next size up.
Yep, that's the 3-inch. I know we get a lot of demand on this guy in a 22 Magnum.
Yeah, for a backpacking gun. And up your neck of the woods, those guns, or even that little LCP 22, great little trapping gun, a little trapper companion to carry around.
Very nice, rear adjustable. Let's talk the star of the show last year for Ruger. It happened to be the Wrangler. It came out of nowhere right in time for us at the show. It was introduced the same day the show started last year. So you want to go over the specs on the Wrangler?
Yep, you were the first retailer, I believe, in the nation to have them. And also you had the American Rifle and 350 Legend last year. You're the first retailer to have those at your show, and we had them on the range to shoot. So the Wrangler is a single action revolver. There's 3 different colors. Tom's got a black one. I've got a bronze one. We also make a silver one. They're all the same price. It's just an inexpensive way to start shooting a single action gun. We make our single 6, which is a fantastic gun, but that's an all steel gun. That gun is still built one at a time. There's still hand fit and finish involved. On the Wrangler, we designed it similar to the LCR, where we can make a bunch of parts and put those parts together to make a lot of guns. A standard steel frame revolver, you make one gun at a time essentially, because they have to be hand fit and finish and tuned. Whereas the LCR and now the Wrangler, you could put them together relatively quickly. Just goes to show the advancements we've made in our manufacturing to be able to put stuff together like that, where we can make pretty decent quantities. And the price point's great on it. It's, I think, over $200. It does only come with 1 cylinder. We get that asked a lot because our single 6 comes with 2, that the Wrangler comes with 1. But for an entry-level single action gun, and they're great guns for kids to shoot. They're real safe. You have to cock the hammer. You have to take the shell out one at a time. You're not throwing in a 10-round magazine. It's just a nice, slow way to learn how to shoot and how to use your sights.
Hey, Craig, I think this, kind of finishes up why it resonates again, why we were talking about having that 22 lane. I mean, you guys are selling fun right now. I mean, you look at all the different versions that we're talking about just today in this conversation, and it's so cool to see and exciting. Like you're talking about demands on ammo and everything, being able to bring out quality 22s that are fun for everybody to be able to shoot. I know that there's a few deals that you were running on those and planning to at the gun fair, and some were running year round on them too. We've kind of haven't had the time to go through all the semi-auto rimfire 22s, some of those classic editions that you have. Behind us, you're going to see like the takedowns and standard 1022s. We've got gun fair pricing on all those as well, just so everybody knows. We kind of skipped past them, and I didn't, it's just one of those things we want to make sure everybody's knowing how much we really had planned for the gun fair to be able to go through. I do want to follow up and say thanks real quick to Paul. Paul, we did get your chat there, and we'll give you a call tomorrow as well on that the EC9S offer as well. So this year, hands down, one of the other hot guns that we've been featuring that I think we've been driving everybody crazy, lined up, ready to roll, is that 5.7. So you do have to take us through it no matter what, right, Mac?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one that we definitely have to talk through. We do have some on hand. Definitely call us, and we're keeping a list of people as they come in and making sure we're taking care of our customers as fast as we can with them too. So take it away. You guys really hit out of the park with this one.
Well, that was an exciting new launch, and we planned on having that at Rice Creek. And the issue was, will we have enough ammo? Because it becomes very popular, and ammunition was sort of hard to scrape together. I know you guys have gotten quite a bit. It's the Ruger 5.7. It has a 20-round magazine capacity, adjustable sights. I have one here as a sample. I don't think I'm going to send it back. I think I might have to just keep it. You have screw holes on the top, so you can buy plates if you want to put a red dot optic on there. You'll need the plates that fit the optic you have. Your retailer can get them for you. We do sell them on shopruger.com as well. But know what red dot sights you have before you order the base plate, because the manufacturers make them a little bit different kind of rail attachment. So we have your dealer needs to know what red dot you have so they know to get the correct plate. Fiber optic front sight, adjustable rear sight, Picatinny rail underneath. It's a very light gun. I mean, it's a long barreled, full size gun. It's very light. And I had never shot the 5.7 caliber that much. And I got to actually jury test this gun. So I was one of a handful of Ruger people. You put 1,000 rounds through it, shoot it left hand, right hand, upside down, whatever you can do to try and make this gun not work. And I put 1,000 rounds through it in a day and a half, and I wanted to shoot it more because recoil is very minimal. I mean, it's loud. There's a fireball when you shoot in a dark range, but the recoil and the muzzle jump is very minimal, so it's very easy to shoot. Yeah, the ammunition's a little bit expensive. Might come down in price. We don't know. But it's that caliber that you don't have. Very, very few people have it. So it's just one of those sort of cool things where I don't have that, I think if we would have had it was shot firearm, but it's just a good looking gun. It shoots well. It's got a nice trigger. If you want to know all the specifics on it, you can go to Ruger.com, or next time I see you guys at the Rice Creek event next year, if you got any specific questions, I'm more than happy to answer it. But just a cool new addition, and we're very happy with it. It's been doing well. But like some of our other guns, you have to wait. Unfortunately, our LCP at the time, our precision rifle, when you make good products that people want, you can't just ramp up manufacturing with the flip of a switch. And especially now with the stress or the virus we're having, we're having a hard time getting sources for some of our steel and metal and stuff, because a lot of places are shut down where we would normally go to for that. So, just thanks for your patience. If you really want one, Reeds will find one for you, but we can only make so many at a time, and there's pretty good demand out there, great demand out there. So thanks for your patience, and just hang in there and we'll get one in your hands.
Yeah, and that's the same case. I mean, that's one of those deals where let us know that you want one, and even if they're not on hand, we'll get the price locked up, and then as soon as they're starting to drip in. We gonna talk Mark IVs as well, Mac? Or
Yeah, we can cover Mark IVs.
I know we're getting tight on time. I just wanted to make sure that we get through as much as we had hoped to show in the booth. Just a reminder for everybody, there is going to be another Ruger session next week you can sign up for. It's going to focus more on bolt action rifles, precisions, Americans, and kind of that next generation of where things are going. So we're looking forward to that as well. But jump in here with Mark IV, sorry.
Yeah, you got a couple here on display. I know they do have a plethora there, so I don't know how many, Kraig. How many Mark IVs you offering now? 20?
I don't even know, to be honest. It's hard to keep track.
It is.
I've got the new 2245 light. So every
The
year we
light.
change the color. So last year they had a gold and a black, and then a black and gold. This is a blue slide or cobalt blue slide, might even be the diamond gray slide, with a gold barrel, gold trigger. If you're not familiar with the Mark IV, they've been out for a couple of years. The actual Mark I is the gun that Ruger started building. That was the first handgun Bill Ruger ever designed and built. I don't know if it's the first one he designed. First one he ever built and sold to the general public. So that's how Ruger started. So this is the fourth generation, and we finally combated. I think it took 7 years for this design, is what I heard. So the great gun, shoots great, hard to take apart, harder to get back together. So a lot of issues with that, a lot of complaints. But we fixed that. So if you take the magazine out of the gun, make sure your new ambidextrous safety is on. All you simply do is you push the back of there's a little button back here. You push that, and the whole gun comes apart simple. Cam's right off. Your bolt comes out. You can clean that lickety split. So we combated the biggest issue with it. They look like the old model. They look like a Mark III, but they are totally different. Goes back together nice and simple. And like Tom said, there's umpteen different variations of it. We did also come back out with the 10-inch version, which we used to make. The guys used to shoot bowling pin targets, used to love those guns. We did come back out with them on January 1st. There's a blued version, a stainless version of the 10-inch Mark IV. The lights, which I have here, have an aluminum upper, a built-in Picatinny rail. So light being a very lightweight because it's aluminum. And then the one Tom has there has a fluted stainless barrel with fiber optic sights. That looks like probably a special makeup for one of our distributors. Got some fancy grips on there. We make a lot of different versions. And generally, it's funny, the most expensive ones we make are always our best sellers. It's like the government model, the Hunter, those are always number one. People really like those. They're good looking guns. They're good shooting guns. They all shoot well. So it's just sort of fun to have the different colors and lights every year too. Some people collect them, but it's good. It's a good gun.
Well, it comes back to that fun part too. And I know that, like Mac, you mentioned, there's probably 20 different models that we have on hand right now too of that. So thanks for keeping it fly. And we will do gun fair deals on those. I know we're pushing our time window here, so I just want to touch base on a couple of things that are coming across. Paul sent the question about the 10, 20, 30 deal on here. And so across the top, this is also on the flyer where we had, when you're buying into your Rugers and mention the Zoom session, we're going to get the gun fair deal, which was 10% off on your ammo as well, 20% off on any optics. Even if it's unrelated optics, we'll roll with it. So even if you are buying a pistol but want to make sure you want to get a scope for your deer rifle, whatever it may be, we'll take care of that on the same deal with any other brands. And then 30% off any accessories. So that would be your holsters, your mags, gun cases, pistol rugs, etc. So it's one of those things that we're just trying to do our best every day to navigate as we go through this. But I tell you what, the response that we've seen, great chats coming through on this, Kraig. I want everybody to know, just because of timing, we'll be following up with you. Paul, I'll follow up on your question as well there once we get off the call. And don't hesitate to give us a call at readsports.com or 800-346-0019. Or we'll give you a shout back to follow up on some of these chats. Kraig, you've been absolutely fabulous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any parting thoughts there, Kraig? I know there's a couple of things we want to cover.
Well, it's been great. It's been nice talking to people after being cooped up for a while. Talking to consumers and that. I look forward to next week when we do bolt action rifles. That'll be fun. Just thanks for the opportunity, and everybody hang in there.
Yeah, hey, speaking of hanging in there, we just got a chat, and Joan will answer this one because I know everybody's asking. When do we reopen our physical stores? Physical stores reopening on May 1. So next Friday, we're going to go for it. And let everybody get back to seeing people and having some fun. It won't necessarily be able to gather as we do in this Zoom and internet setting. It certainly won't be the gun fair, but hey, most importantly, remember, just give us a call. We're here to help anytime. It doesn't have to be just about these guns. Obviously, Ruger's a great partner of ours. We're grateful for Kraig and his team making the time to put this all together. We will have a reminder too. This is week 2 of 3 weeks of Rice Creek Weeks on Zoom. So next week, as Kraig mentioned, he's going to be back. We're going to talk some difference. We will take this episode that we've been chatting through and all the things we covered a lot of ground fast. It's going to be in our YouTube channel. So don't hesitate to jump on our YouTube channel. You'll see it there. And then also it'll be on the VIP page where you signed in. You'll see all the other sessions there as well. So the next thing we need to do is get better at this. This is informal, kind of off the seat of our pants. So thanks for being over the patience and technical difficulties, everything else. But if you did have suggestions for us, do it better. Let us know. Give us a call, shoot us an email. Or also, if you do find us in a spot where you like what you saw here and want to give Kraig a thumbs up on his haircut and his good looks for the day, give us a good review on Reed. Tell people about the session. Tell people what you saw and what you liked about it, or give us some feedback. Look forward to working, buddy. Just saying, hey, Mark, thanks from Rhode Island. We're excited to hear how everything goes with your rimfire setup and the great initiative you have going out there. Thanks for tuning in and helping out Ruger and Reeds on the session. Look forward to following up on some of those rimfire guns too. So thanks, everybody. Take care. Godspeed, and be safe.
All right. Be good.